Verse 12, and he arose and departed and went to Samaria on the way of Beth-Eked of the shepherds. It means the place where they shear the sheep. We know exactly for sure where it's at. Jehu met with the brothers of Ahaziah, so king of Judah. So his brothers are still alive. And said, who are you? And he answered, we're the brothers of Ahaziah. We have come down to greet the sons of the king and the sons of the queen mother. Look at, they didn't have internet back then. They don't know what's happened. They don't know the queen mother was tossed out of a tower at Naboth's vineyard and she got eaten up by the dogs. And he said, take them alive. So they took them alive and killed them at the well of Beth-Eked, 42 men, and left none of them. And so sadly, again, you see, this is all still the fruit of Jehoshaphat's ecumenical compromise. Thinking this is going to be better if we, come and have an ecumenical union with these demon worshipers. And we'll win them over to our God and whatnot. Rebuke multiple times. And so now, again, not only is his son dead, his grandson's dead, as well as all his grandsons. Now, there's a few still around. We'll get into that the next chapter. But these that came out, this 42, they're cooked. And they're coming out, again, to bend knee to Jezebel. Where's Jezebel that we can pay her homage? This is vile of vile. A wicked, wicked woman. I'll read it one last time, Revelation 2:20. Because these things still persist to this day. It is legitimate. There is a spirit of Jezebel. There is such a thing. We've defined it a bit in the other studies. But notice Revelation 2:20. This is Jesus Christ speaking to the church of Thyatira. He commends them on a few things, and he says, nevertheless, I have a few things against you, because you allow that woman Jezebel, who calls herself a prophetess, to teach and seduce my servants and to commit sexual immorality and eat things sacrificed to idols. He says, you're allowing this to happen. Another thing about the spirit of Jezebel, they always want to present themselves as something more than they are. She says she's a prophetess. She ain't no prophetess. She's a demonic prophetess. But she's not a prophetess of God, and yet she teaches and seduces. Takes her position. Kind of like their Jezebel in the tower. Well, look at me. Look how glamorous I am, and so forth. Everyone fawns over me everywhere I go. Aren't I the best running around, and so forth. But comes just with a full-on spirit of destruction. People fall under the spell easily. They're drawn in like all these individuals getting taken. Ahab himself allowed her to lead him astray. There was times when Ahab was on the cusp of getting saved, if you remember the studies. And they'd always get won back over by Jezebel. Puts spells on people, brings them up. This is a legitimate thing. This isn't just like the YouTube, the spirit of Jezebel, whatever. You get all these watches and, this is, and you're like, oh, tinfoil hat stuff. This is real stuff. He's talking to the church here. He's talking about, a woman with this spirit running about. And he says, I gave her time to repent of her sexuality. God's always gracious. Did not God give Ahab and Jezebel a ton of time to repent? I've given her time to repent. And she did not repent. She didn't repent. She didn't repent. And indeed, I will cast her into a sickbed, and those who commit adultery with her into great tribulation. This is the household of Ahab and Jezebel. This is the sons, Ahaziah's sons. They committed adultery with her. They went along with it and so forth. Unless they repent. There's a time you got to repent. There's a time you give to repent, then you got to repent. And if you're going along with it, you need to repent. Unless they repent of their deeds. And notice the consequences. It's not minor. This is New Testament, just so you know. You're like, oh, that stack of heads, that was the Old Testament God. That's not in the New Testament. Well, I'm going to wake you up right now because this is Jesus speaking. I will kill her children with death, and all the churches shall know that I am he who searches the minds and hearts, and I will give to each one of you according to your works. Boom. God's the same yesterday, today, and forever. He wants people to repent. They were saved in the Old Testament the way they are now. I'm a sinner and my faith is a Messiah. But if you want to reject that and you want to walk, especially in this kind of rebellion, the time's going to come when judgment's going to come, And it's also all of your behavior is going to bring death upon those that you're influencing and you're bringing under your spells. What a horrible thing.